Good morning and a very warm welcome once again to all our audience joining us today on the Mayra Expert Talk. We are delighted once again to host you with a panel of experts this time, continuing our quest and discussion on getting retired folks, senior leaders back to the workforce, and what are some of the tips and techniques that you need to keep in mind if you're planning your second innings. In our last conversation, Mr. Chadha joined us and he explained to us the basic mindset, the kind of personality, and what are some of the practical tools you need to keep in mind when you're planning your retirement phase. Today, we are joined with experts, Mr. Ravindran, Mr. Chaube, who will be led by Mr. Chadha, they will share with us their wisdom, inputs, and how they have navigated their careers till date and how they are succeeding in their second innings and from here on. Mr. Chadha, over to you.
Thank you very much, Divya. And in fact, let me welcome Dr. Ravindran and Mr. Vidhan Chaube on board. And I'm sure this overall discussion on the very, very critical and a very important subject will be able to bring some light onto the maybe the major hurdles being faced by the people in particular age segment, and what is the possible way forward. I'm sure we'll be able to find some good solution which should help the at least the lot of people who are either approaching this particular age bracket or they are already in this age bracket. So welcome Dr. Ravindran and Mr. Vidhan Chaube. And to start with, let me just give a quick introduction of our both panelists. Dr. Ravindran is a management professional, transformation coach, and an accomplished writer. He holds a bachelor degree in commerce and law and has recently done his PhD in the management. His core competence is in human resource management, general administration, training, and he plays a very key support function for the overall success of the organization. He has been the most important pillar and has made significant contribution to the success of many organizations he has worked during his long working career of over 30 years. He is currently working as a general manager with a Japanese group based in Noida. He is an active member of the various management and the professional bodies like Delhi Management Association, NHRD, ASCI, PNGI, and Industrial Entrepreneurs Association. In fact, Ravi is an accomplished writer and helps the society with his books. He has recently published his 7th book, and all of them have been the bestseller on Amazon. Ravi has also been recognized with the numerous awards. Just to name the few, is like Sahitya Kosh Samman, Literally Icon, and he has also been awarded with the topmost human resource leader by Times Accent during the World Manufacturing Congress and the World HRD Congress in February 23. So welcome, Dr. Ravindran, and I'm sure your thoughts and your inputs would certainly help us to take this forum forward.
Thank you so much.
Now, coming back to Mr. Vidhan Chaube, Vidhan also had been a good colleague, and we have worked together during our time at BMW. Well, Vidhan is a successful management professional and has over 40 years of working experience with a various organizations in auto components, oil companies, and retail of premium and the luxury cars in India, Asia Pacific, and the other global markets. Vidhan has done his graduation in BCom Honors in Finance from SRCC, which is one of the most prestigious college in Delhi, and has done his post-graduation in Business Management from IMT Ghaziabad. Vidhan's core competence is in hardcore sales, marketing, and the business operations. In fact, he has spent his last 10 years in the automotive retail with the leading brands like Porsche and BMW. He has been extremely successful in turning around the business and has been recognized with the various awards for performance and the quality excellence. He is currently leading the retail business for Citroën Car as a CEO with one of the largest business houses in Gurgaon, which is also a big name in the aviation and the hospitality industry. To sum it up, Vidhan is an accomplished leader, a motivator, and a business strategist who has effectively driven every project, achieving growth, customer satisfaction, and of course, enhanced market share during his entire working career. So we welcome you to this forum, Vidhan, and I'm sure whatever the insights, your thoughts which you add, I'm sure is gonna help all of us. So welcome again.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay, so now to take this discussion forward, I think one of the key things, since I think both of you, including me, we are into this, this particular age bracket of that 55 to 60. In fact, I've already crossed 60, so I'm currently in 63. So I think I'll put this question to both of you, and maybe starting with Ravi, then Vedant, you can answer it. How does it feel to be nearing that age bracket of 55 to 60? I'm sure, I don't know whether it's too scary. And how do you envision your way forward? That's point one. And along with that, I would also like to, talk about how does it it emotionally affect us, and how do we deal with that? So I think these are two parts, and maybe would you like to put some light on it? Ravi, to start with you.
Okay, yeah. Okay. So before coming to the answer, let me say something about this show, what we started today. I'm truly honored to be here with all of you at the Mayra Expo Talk. That's what the title shows, Mayra Expo Talk. What excites me most about this evening is the diversity in this virtual room. What we three people are there, with the business consultants and hungry for fresh insight, retired professionals eager to give back or explore something new, and courageous woman making a bold return to the workplace. Each of you carries a unique story, and yet we all share something in common. That's the reason we are here today, all three of us. So the desire to move forward with purpose, that's the ideology. So coming back to your question now, how does it feel? Nearing. I just crossed 55. I'm nearing to 56 now. So that bracket I also came now. So the feeling, honestly speaking, it's a complex mix of emotions now. Part pride, part reflection, and a quite curiosity about what lies ahead. That's at this age we always feel that curiosity. On one hand, I feel a deep sense of accomplishment. I have won decades of experience, both personal and professional, and there is a maturity and clarity that only time can offer. But on the other hand, there are moments of introspection, those quiet pauses where I ask myself, what now? What next? These are the introspection coming now at this age of time. So culturally and socially, we are often conditional to view this age bracket as the beginning of a slow succession retirement, taking it easy, stepping back. That can affect you emotionally if you are not mindful. But I have consciously chosen to reframe this stage, actually, the stage of life, instead of seeing it as a winding down. I would say I have come to see it as a tuning in, not no winding down. I would consider this a tuning in time. That's my take to who I really am, what truly matters, and I can still make an impact. That's what I feel about at this stage now.
I agree with you. Yeah, Ravi. So I think it's a good time when we can introspect, we can go through our entire, the history of what achievements we had and what mistakes we did and what we lacked. And I think possibly with that wisdom and with that kind of, knowledge, one can really, make your second inning much more meaningful and much more purposeful. And in fact, one thing which I always talk about, we can also make it much more joyful as well.
Yeah.
So Vedant, we'll now basically come to you and want to know your views on this particular thing.
So I just give you a little background about me. I have officially retired 2 years back from the corporate life, but with the continued operations requirement for the group which I work for, which is Bird Group, I continue to work with them as a full-time consultant, and I am working with their different car divisions now. Earlier, I was with BMW. Now I am moved to Citroën, and we are adding few more brands now. So for me, the stage has not yet come fully where I am said I'm totally off the work life and active work life. So I still continue to chase the target and follow some normal norms of a corporate world. But certainly there is a thought which says that what happens next and where do I go from here? So maybe after 2 years or 3 years when I fully retire, will I have something to do? So obviously there is a complete planning which is worked out, which I have done it for my financial planning and for my the passion follow, which I want to do and ensure that I have an active life with purpose. And I keep on engaging myself with different segments of the industry. I keep on getting involved myself with CII for ECMA or for CM, and keep on attending the conferences and be in touch with the people who are really important for the industry. So that way I'm keeping the social connections. I think that is giving me the strength and the confidence to continue the grind, but in a very relaxed fashion. So I would not like to go in with a situation where there's a boss who's following me every day. But I would certainly like to keep on working in on my terms, on my timing, on my keeping the work-life balance intact. So that is the thought which I
Very
have.
true. Okay. No, Vedant, I'm sure. And, I'm quite happy with the kind of, the career journey you had and the way you are now planning for your second inning. And, but only thing is, I'm sure there would be still a lot of people, who are in this age bracket who still may not be very clear or, in terms of how do we take it forward. So idea was that through our discussion, at least, we can highlight some of the key challenges and what could be the great key opportunities which, people can take it. So make this second inning much more meaningful. Great. So, Ravi, coming back to you, well, in your experience, what do you think, these retirees, they face the most common barriers in setting up their direction post-retirement and starting their second inning?
Like earlier I said, no, the clarity is the one point I would like to point out here. No, the biggest barrier is lack of clarity. No, many don't know what they want next, but they know what they don't want, but they never try to get to know about what they want. That clarity is missing. That's what I feel. And also, self-doubt creeps in always. Am I still relevant? I'm still relevant to this industry. I'm relevant to this. My skill is relevant. Such questions started coming in. It's always creeps in. And sometimes they face technology gaps, or maybe fear of starting from scratch. After retirement also we have to start some stage, but from the scratch. So there it can be a concern. No, the maybe some new profession, maybe some new job, maybe uh, entirely a new chapter has to be started. So that has to be from scratch. That can be one barrier. Technology can be one barrier. And what I would say a good starting point is to reflect on three questions actually. What do I enjoy? That's the first question one should ask. And what do I know deeply? That's the second question one should ask. And third question, I would prefer to know how it can benefit from this. So even if you have some knowledge, how this third person can benefit out of it. So these are the three main important questions I would like to highlight, and they should start with these three questions. So that from these three questions, I would feel that get some clarity. That's what I feel.
No, that's true. I think that's a very important point, and I think once they understand that, like what are the challenges they are facing, and what exactly how do they want to take it forward, so I think possibly they can find a better direction on that. Now, Ravi, you since touched upon this particular the technology gap, and I feel because all throughout during their working career they have been doing one particular kind of a job, or maybe few different kind of a job. But when you're coming into second inning, maybe that particular experience or that particular exposure may not be able to help them because the job which is now coming is maybe something very, very different. So, Vedant, I would like to basically, ask you this question. What do you think kind of a training or upskilling which is required for these retired people? And, and how can they can upskill themselves so that they become capable to take up this, whatever the new assignments or a different kind of assignments in their second inning?
Sure. I think the biggest challenge which I think this segment faces is the loss of identity, or the way the future is going to look like. Okay. So when there's a lack of purpose in life, obviously people have issues with regard to financial planning, or your lack of pension or whatever. And people always want to do some continued traditional jobs. So there is an opportunity which these retired people or people who want to retire now is certainly to upskill in their areas which are now upcoming areas. For example, their knowledge on the computer side or the AI side, the new technologies which are floating in into the industry. There are a lot of free courses being offered by Harvard and different programs. So I think that is one thing which everybody should continue in this segment to keep on
But
brushing up the
everybody
knowledge.
may not have an access to these, courses being offered by this Harvard and all that. But within India, do you think would there be, some institution or some organization who will be offering these kind of, courses which
There are
could
quite a
help the
few
people
actually. There
to
are
upskill?
lot of institutions of both A and B category institutions of management. They keep on doing the short-term programs. They keep on doing the online programs for upskilling on different areas, whether it is digital marketing, for example, or for AI technology, or for areas which are related to your new marketing areas which are now coming up, whether it is your social media, etc. So there are different programs already on board with a lot of companies, and I always follow that. So I have started taking up initial programs on whether it is there are few things which I've started on stockbroking, for example,
Okay.
or your trading program. I think you shared some of the ideas with me, and then I have gone further and enrolled myself in one of the programs. So there are a lot of areas
And we should
where
keep it in mind, as per I think the SEBI data, 93% of the people, they lose their money. So
no, I
maybe
know,
that is
but
one thing you have
obviously you need to be cautious. But
to
certainly
keep in mind. Yes.
those programs give you an idea
Yeah. Yeah.
on structure your thought process and be successful.
Right. So maybe what
Obviously,
we can also do is maybe we can list down some of the the courses or the various
yeah,
kind of
sure.
programs which are being offered, and we can also in fact also make it public so that at least the people who are not aware, maybe they get to know which things
So
possible or what
that I
exactly
can
these things are.
provide, because I think I have that list prepared where
Okay.
the kind of programs which are upcoming in the next 1 or 2 years in various institutions, India and international both. I think international programs are also very good and easy to complete. So I think those programs must be considered by people who are coming out from the corporate jobs.
So I think this
Yeah,
lady director, maybe Divya can help us, and maybe
Yeah.
she can post it on her channel so that at least people can get a direct access to
So
which are the various programs are available.
Yes,
yes,
Mr.
yes.
Chaubey, I think just adding to it, if you can share with us the list of programs across
yes,
India
I will.
also, because I think time and financial, these are two areas which varies from person to person at a particular age. So I think when we have a combination of many options, I think it'll be easy for people to choose what they want to
Yeah,
go for.
I think I can prepare that list and share with you. Yeah.
Great, great.
Okay,
So what
Ravi,
I would like to add here, is no. So again, at this stage, too much so deep technical training is not. We are not talking about. We
Not
are talking
required.
about upskilling.
Upskill,
So
yes.
upskilling, not exactly the skill enhancement I'm trying to say, but the other way. If you talk about some short courses on maybe it's personal branding. So maybe at my generation or maybe our generation, maybe 30 years back, there was no such kind of scenario. Personal branding. Today we are living in a social media era where you are not visible to the public, you are not going to survive.
yeah,
So what I feel is one of the most important aspect one they can think on is the personal branding. You have to project yourself as a capable resource available in the market.
Very,
So
very true.
personal
Yes.
branding is one aspect one we need to focus on. Online consulting, content creation. No, these things are not focused maybe at this age people, but these are more youngsters, no cup of tea. But we try to keep away from these new technology and such things. So we need to build up high, maybe light touch digital fluency tools like maybe like the Zoom, Google Meet. All these things are some people are still not aware of it, not
right.
using it. So
Eh,
these things really can help in future after retirement, like maybe some may benefit from refresher course in their old domain, but often soft skills like storytelling, these also some people may not be kind of their forte, but storytelling is one art there you can sell your own, right? Mentoring, coaching, these are in demand today, actually. That's what I
Yes.
feel.
And
No,
and I think the one of the areas, see, we have so much of experience. This segment of people have so much of experience, rich experience. The teaching is a great opportunity. There are a
yes,
lot of institutions in India which are inviting professionals to come and give lectures and interact with the students. I think that is one area which is really helpful for this segment to
yes,
interact and be engaged. Yeah.
yes, true.
Great. So, Ravi, I fully endorse your viewpoint. My take is like all throughout when we were working, I think our identity was known by the organizations we work for and
Exactly.
the title we were carrying. Maybe our own identity was not as visible, but I think we were all known by the organization. But
Yes,
once you're out of those, the job, then I think that's where your own brand equity and your brand identity, I think that matters. So building up yourself, and we'll be known by the skill set what we carry, the what value system we carry, and what values we can add to the business, and that's how we'll be known for.
yes,
And I'm sure, I think that point of building up your own brand identity, and if we start earlier in our career rather than, waiting for the 60th birthday and then waking up on that day and saying, no, what do I do? So maybe right from maybe, from the age when we are at 45, 50, and if we start also focusing on our building up our own ourselves, maybe I think it should help once we reach that particular stage.
yes,
Great.
very true.
Okay, so Ravi, back to you. What do you think are the most effective channels for securing employment opportunity for the retired professional? Because we know, okay, they want to work or they want to find out work, but what do they do? Where do they go? Because their old companies possibly may not have, the jobs. So I think if you can also put some light that what could be the various, effective channels for finding employment. That's one. Two, how does you think an employer or the organization they can take this opportunity of best leveraging, the experience of the expertise or the retirees. So it's a win-win situation. The retirees get the job and the organization gets the, maybe 30, 40 years of wisdom, may possibly at a much, much better pricing.
Yeah, yeah. See, the best way to see is the coming back to our old school gangs, reunions, school, college, company. I mean, through social media, we are started reconnecting with our old, friends. So every company may not be advertising, every company may not be giving the job opportunities publicly, but there are some references coming. So if you create some kind of alumni network through your college or school or maybe your old employee association, even we all may be creating. In fact, my last company, I still manage that kind of WhatsApp group and still we connect with people and we do every year kind of gathering and get together. Still we do that. So that's a kind of helping each other we do. So that's one alumni network is one very impactful, very effective platform one can utilize. Then second is always, like earlier I said, personal branding. So LinkedIn is one of the major source, and it's a professional platform where you can get connected with a good network of people. Then there are some referral-based consulting. So, if you do a good networking, of course, there are some referral consulting can happen. Then there are freelance portals available like freelance.com and Fiverr and many, many platforms are available where you can go and register yourself as a freelancer, where you can get some opportunities. But it is not that easy to get an first order, but once you start getting the business, there is no end to that. No, it's initial maybe 5, 10 order is difficult, but after that it's become too easy. That's what I heard. I know a couple of people doing it. So they are really making good business from those platforms actually. But initial is a little difficult, but you need to survive. Then last item I would like to talk about is webinars or speaking engagements to increase visibility. So create your own kind of courses and invite people to attend the webinars and convert from there to your own programs. That's one way of doing it.
Maybe that's okay. But my point is, if you're also keeping, in view the general public, the people who may not be that apt to, going for, creating their own webinars and, those
Yes,
kind of things.
yes.
So the people who had been into, let's say, middle management and all that, and they're generally looking for more like a general jobs, and may not have a very specialized, I'm saying, the skill set.
Yes,
So,
that's where
Mr.
the
Chadha,
organization, your second point coming in the organizations level, where the again,
so
India is highly populated country. So organization today wants all younger people only. So even we started feeling that no organization no more want after 40. That's the kind of generation today living. And so I don't know how much organization will be allowing to work as a full-time employee. That's really a question mark today. But what I would say, still organization can think about, because these resources are available. They can create kind of advisory pools, and where somebody is in some forte, some domain they are expert. Such people can be become a kind of pool, expert panels for short-term consulting, not full-time, but at least they can keep this kind of expertise in their pool, and whenever they require, they can call them as a for short-term consulting assignments, because they are more flexible. No, they want to work as a project-based work. So they are not full-time committed actually. I mean, nobody wants to after 60 or after retirement, nobody wants to give kind of full-time engagement actually. So in that way, both are in win-win situation. So set up some mentorship circles within the company and position them as a quality assurance reviewers, internal coaches or client advisors, like Mr. Obey is expert in customer handling, customer compliance, resolving such things can be sorted out through these expert resource available. So
In
retirees are
fact,
not looking for. Yeah, sorry.
sorry. I think
just
this is
adding,
what exactly we were talking last time,
yeah. No, in fact,
So,
adding to Dr. Ravindran's point, Birlas, Tatas, Reliance, at least in India, we are aware that they do offer post-retirement consulting assignments to their very senior leadership management. But then those are very case in points and specific.
Yes.
It's not for everybody.
Yes.
It is for very specific. But I think coming to your point, Mr. Chadha, where you said, we're looking for a lot of regular folks who are now retired and they what should they do? Which Dr. Ravindran mentioned. Right now, in fact, we are aware of Preply. It is actually an online portal. You just log in, create your profile, and you can actually give free coaching and teaching in languages, in technical skills, anything that you want. It's a global platform. Then there's another India-based, which we will put online for our viewers to see. And then there is, for example, Indus Guru. They have multiple projects. You can just take up small projects, and they tell you it's for 1 month, 2 months. They're doing some great stuff. These are obviously India based. We do know of a lot such platforms and tech based firms which are offering not just retired folks, but women, even the differently abled, by the way, to just use that time and start teaching something online. So technology is really helping in a big way to get people back being busy and earning. So you're earning
Yes.
per hour in US dollars, actually. So it really helps. So really,
So
I think that's
another,
a good.
yeah. So one example which I can actually give is on the small enterprises. Okay. A lot of people who have now moved out of the industry or corporate jobs, they have started doing and following up their passion. For example, I just know one friend, she's 56 or 57, he just retired, and he has started working on a food project. It was a home delivery kind of a business which he created, and he's doing wonderful job. It's a small business startup along with his wife, and he's doing great. So there are small enterprise creations also is one of the areas which you can consider based on your passion. That is one. And also there are many organizations in India, especially groups like Mahindra, for example. They are now inviting retired professionals to join them in different areas. For example, supply chain is one area where they're looking at people who are very experienced, who want to create and who understand the complex supply chain management globally. So they are now expanding in a very big way, and they want expert people to be available for them. So I read an article from Mr. Anand Mahindra, which talked about it. So I'm just saying that these are the areas. So idea is that the professionals who are specializing in one field, so they work for 30, 40 years, say in purchase department or in supply chain department. So they have that expertise already built in. So once they can really utilize their expertise and guide people, guide the students or whatever, and also industry back in a consulting mode. And there are a lot of assignments coming up. I know one person who retired very early. So he retired at the age of 45, and he is started. He was a supply chain head at Bata India, which is a shoe company, and he is been a very successful supply chain management expert for various shoe industry now. So various organizations in the shoe industry. So there are a lot of avenues which keep opening based on your experience and your passion. I think that is an area to go. I think for the people who are in the mid level, etc., I think this is a great opportunity.
No, I think makes sense. With that, now also coming back, I think Ravi touched upon one particular aspect of this age bracket is the self-doubt. People think, will somebody will hire me? Or, am I still relatable? Or, can I be successful in my second inning? Or can I pick up a job? So there will be lot of those self-doubts, which can be there amongst the people who are either approaching this age bracket or they are already there, or they may have experienced some of the rejections. So what do you think can be done to build up their confidence and their self-esteem so that when they have made the plan of whatever they want to do, they have looked at their passion. But in terms of building up their own confidence, what do you think can be done by those individuals so that they can possibly start approaching? Because when you do this, knocking up the doors, there may still be a lot of rejections, and one rejection, two rejection, you may just give up your thing. Okay, no, it's not there for me. But what possibly one can do to still continue with all his efforts and then pick up, the whatever the job of his choice, and at least make his second inning much more meaningful, purposeful, and of course the joyful.
So I think as Ravi suggested, the school and college associations are a great way where you can actually associate and build up your own rapport with your old colleagues. I think that
Yeah,
is an easier way to
no, my,
start
my question
point.
is,
Yeah.
how do you build up the confidence? Because sometimes, you lack the confidence of even going out or calling up your old colleagues and saying, okay, buddy, do you have a job? So I'm saying that self-confidence creation also is one of the key aspect in, moving and transiting from your regular job to finally moving into your second inning.
Yeah, I think that the area where I think personally what I feel is that the more you interact, you have your own social circles. I think that's the place where you can build your own confidence. There's no specific measure which you can take where okay, this is the way to boost your confidence. It is certainly the way you interact, you take ideas, you take suggestions from your friends and family, and then you move ahead and ensure that this is the area I want to pursue. So I
Yeah,
don't
you
think
talk about this family. I want you to, go a little bit more on how does family can help that individual to build up his confidence?
so. Family is the first point of contact, which can actually boost the confidence of the individual there, because see your wife, your kids, they all have seen you grow within the organizations over a period of long time. So they are the right judge for you, who can actually give you the confidence that yes, you can still work. You have a good health, and you can still work on these areas which are specialized. And they can also by the time your kids have grown up, they are also into a company, working for a company or doing their own business. So they have their own network of people. They can always recommend your family, yourself to their employee network or employer network or their friends and colleagues. So that my father is there, my mother is there, who is just retired, and they have the confidence of helping you out. So I think that's a great way to connect with the younger world. It is also very good because if you have kids in the school or in colleges, they can connect you back into their network of people who are very eager. Students, there are a lot of student community who are very eager to understand their career options. They're very confused. So you can be a big guide for them as well. So there are formal and informal settings you can create where you can become a guide for the people who are looking at deciding their career options. So I think family is a good connect, and it has helped me also. Like I have both my sons work for real estate, and I had a little bit of an experience in real estate with some of the companies in Bombay and Delhi. So obviously now they being in the real estate, they have given me the confidence to interact with the top real estate brand like DLF and all, and give them consulting on some of the areas like sales and marketing and getting customer connect. So I think this is a good way to connect, and here you don't feel any kind of hesitance on interacting.
No, I think
So
makes
the,
sense. So Ravi,
the
now coming back to you, in fact, we
yeah.
did talk about, while we talked from the employee viewpoint, and now I think this is gonna be my last question. We did talk about the employer's viewpoint also. So just as a final question, what do you think, the misconception which the employer may be carrying, and how can we really address them so that, they also become more open of, at least taking these people, who are retired, and then use them for their own benefit and for the growth of their own respective organizations?
Yes, there are several actually. It can be several. No, they can't adapt to tech. That's general conception, no, general
But we'll have to be very
perception.
brief, huh? Because
Yeah,
I think the
yeah.
time does not allow me to go beyond it. So,
Not true, but many are willing and equipped to learn. Actually, no, and even at this stage also one can learn. I mean, you can always relearn also. So, and the next point I would like to touch upon is they will be too expensive. That's a misconception. No, even
yeah,
at
I
that
think
age,
you're
yeah, when you
absolutely
get,
right.
yeah. So many are open to flexible or value-based pricing. Even if I spend my 2 hours, I need only 2 hours money, not 8 hours money. So we can always fix a value-based pricing. I'm more flexible pay style. Then third point I would like to talk about is they are too senior for small roles, right? Actually, many want freedom at this age, right? Not hierarchy, actually. They're not bothered about a hierarchy or the title at this stage now. So they are more, they want their freedom to enjoy, and they want to contribute to the society. I mean, the morally what 30, 40 years they were supposed to contribute to society, which they have already done. But now it is adding up, whatever at their capacity, what they're doing. It's an bonus what the society is getting. So they want to give it back to society. That's the ideology behind what somebody is working after 60. I mean, there are some people, they still want the money to come in, but most of them, they want to engage themselves and contribute back to the society. That's generally people look at. So these are three major misconceptions what I can point out.
Yeah, I'm sure. And if employer also can possibly, have this understanding that they can get, this kind of, the tons of wisdom,
Expertise.
and they don't have to pay that kind of, huge price for that. And it comes to
Yeah.
you, at a much lower price, but it can be much more beneficial to them.
Yeah. The truth
Great.
is,
So I think
the truth is retired professionals bring stability, maturity, and insight, qualities that are rare and valuable today. That's
great.
the truth, actually.
No, great. So thanks, Ravi, and thanks, Vedant. With Divya, I'll now possibly back to you. So maybe if you have any particular, a question to ask.
No, I just absorbed all the wisdom. This was fantastic, fantastic. Dr. Ravindran, Mr. Vedant Chaube, Mr. Chadha, I think you just asked the most pertinent questions, exactly what we are dealing with most senior leaders. And I think the self-doubt thing is always there with all us humans, frankly, whichever age bracket we are in. But I think some of the key takeaways are really to stay in touch with your circles throughout your life. And I think the confidence does take a beating when you've not done that for many, many decades. So I think just keep staying in touch. And in today's day and age with the tech and online networking, it's much more easier than it was much earlier. And of course, I think one of the most important points with Dr. Ravindran said is really self-reflection, and reflecting on what you want to do and what is your core competency. That should be your parameter all the time. I think I would like to rather, I'm kind of summing up, my own notes which I took in today's call. And the last one really reminded me of the movie The Intern, of Robert De Niro. I don't know how many of you watched it, but
I
that's a
saw that
classic.
recently.
It's a brilliant movie, and it's really not just from a movie point, but I think a message to HR community at large. And HR is obviously driven by the CEOs and the the owners of organizations, is to please look at a very vast section of society which has loads of experience and wisdom and can really run your business at probably less than the cost that you're currently on. So I think that needs to be, a kind of takeaway even for the, business community at large across countries globally. So this kind of really sums up, and I think the confidence building really starts much earlier, and it really starts with self-awareness that what I want to do. And that self-discussion, self-talk needs to always be there. I think with that, I would also like to wrap up. And no questions. We certainly have a lot of questions, and more questions will be pouring in. Dr. Ravindran, thank you so much. You really put it in such a structured way. And Mr. Chaube, thank you for sharing this entire. You already shared a very big tip that just stay in touch with industry. Don't lose touch. The minute you do it, you're really out of sight, out of mind, completely with you. And Mr. Chadha, I think one of the few points which you have always maintained is find the opportunity, keep an eye on the opportunity so that you can grow from there. So I think with that, we would close today's expert talk. There'll be more questions coming up. We'll put our audience directly to each one of you. There's a lot to learn and, go from there. If there's anything else which you'd like to add, please let us know. But I think we'll keep tab of time and we'll close today's talk for now. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Bye.